It is now or never. One
it's
final game.
It's one final game with first and second place fighting each other at the same drop.
Oh, I need to do it. I need to do it. I need to get the hype chart back off. It's off the charts. I need to bring the I'm on cloud 9 one back out. I'm over the moon. I have all these. You know what? I've come prepared, and I didn't even realize. Andalex, Janice, Egg Squeeze. I also have my Mongraal, Mitro, Tayson. They're gonna fight off against each other. I'm so excited. Oh my lord. Oh wow! Thank you for that, Reese. Thank you. Man, I needed this laugh because I'm so tense. I'm so worried. My little baby heart can't take this pressure. We only have a single game left, and that will be it. Now, if you guys, you're looking for more action, you're like, man, I don't want this action to stop. Don't even worry. Stick around. We're going to be jumping into NA East. We'll have 6 games there. We're going to be catching up on other regions as well. The action today has been ridiculous, but this is it. We're jumping out of the battle bus one last time here in EU. At the end of this, there will be new champions. Sancho, Sundown. Let's do this one last time.
3 rounds of qualifiers, 4 heats, the historic wildcard match, and then 11 games so far. And it comes down to this one final moment, and despite only 8 points in their last 4 games, FaZe Mongraal, Liquid Mitro, and E11 Tayson hold on to a 20-point advantage over the rest of the field. The question is, in this final opportunity, this final match, can Andalex, Janice, NX Squeeze, or Roscoe, Cammy, and Artur unseat what have been the undeniable kings of Europe so far? My name's Sundown, joined here by Sancho West, and we'll be bringing you the final game right here, right now, and we're going to kick it off where else but in Sweaty Sands, with 1 and 2 standing toe-to-toe, mouth-to-mouth in the ring at one of the strongest POIs, but not a vault in sight, just some good old-fashioned Fortnite.
May your builds be strong, may your shots be true, and may your journey end with the ultimate victory royale. But this is going to be a baby victory royale. This right here, this engagement going down in Sweaty Sands is going to determine the FNCS Trios Grand Championship. It's going to be crazy. At the same time, though, if 1 and 2 hurt each other so aggressively, that opens up the door for Raxo, Kami, and Artur to snake away that grand championship. It's all or nothing right here, the top 3. And I just like this, that it's just so crazy that the opening moments, the drop spot, could determine your fate.
But a key thing, and we saw it at the start of the game, zone pulled to this side. The onus to go and take the fight is on Andalex, Janice, and Duck on top. The MCES duo in the wave player need to go and find them, because if Mitro, Mongraal, and Tayson just slip into the middle of the zone and are guaranteed to get into this late game situation, that's it. That's done. You're not going to catch them by outplacing them. They've done incredibly well when they've made it into those mid and the late game situations. They need to go find them and not let them slide into this horde and disappear into the shadows and claim that #1 spot.
And we have seen that Mongraal and that trio love to kind of park themselves underneath that tower. We've seen it in the very openings of the grand finals. Andalex, Giannis, and Xweez being right on top of Mongraal, Mitro, and Tayson. They kind of neighbors in this fact. And you're right. That is why Giannis is so far out there. He's in the pawn. He's going to be as if like he's a scout, making sure that he's going to be the first person to be like, yo, Mongraal is coming. Mongraal is coming. Tayson and Mitro are coming. He's going to ring that bell for Andalex and Xweez to stop looting. But look at this. The flopper plays. I like it.
They're trying to get as many fish as possible, knowing the victory royale, the bonus 5 points, every single aspect matters. But just keeping an eye on the bottom right-hand corner, there's not a triangle in sight, when typically there's at least 1 or 2 other trios in this area who are doing scavenger routes. To me, that's trouble for this group. That means there is so much more room for Mongraal, Mitro, and Tayson to just go find space and disappear, because every second that they're not on the right side of that elimination feed, they have an opportunity to just stretch that lead. But the Dark Horse and the Surge, not a prediction in sight, but they say they don't care. Roscoe, Gamakami, and Artur have stormed up the leaderboards with 111 points just so far today, 153 total, and they're currently sitting in 3rd.
You gave me a lot of awesome high premium gas, and they're going to need that premium gas because they have a long trek as they're going to go coast to coast here, and it's so treacherous, it's so dangerous. A bad rotation, a gatekeeping stance from another strong trio. Again, the EU region strong in trios. I mean, we saw those in the stats. The stats don't lie when it comes down to it. Numbers don't lie. There's a lot of strong people rocking these scavenger routes, rocking these secondary POIs, and if Artur, Raxor, and Kami take this wrong route, that's the end of their run. That's the end of their chance to take that first place.
And again, every time a trio is eliminated in this match, that's it. It's over. It's done. Your run for this FNCS will have come to a conclusion, and you'll join everyone else as a spectator to see what happens in the final moments. And I'm not sure if intentional or not, potentially so, because destroying that, since you're the first one rotating through, denies the gas from anybody else coming behind you, which makes the rotation that much harder. Ideally, they would have fueled up beforehand if that was the play, but no damage taken over, so not a whole lot lost there, as we're going to hop on board with another team who is absolutely surging on the second day. Anas, Flick, and Thomas HD trying to remain in contention. They are our 4th place team, so a little bit out of really the contention range for first place, but if they are able to put it all together, they could potentially end up there. But right now, you see, every little play that matters can affect the overall scoring in the leaderboard, which also affects your prizing, Sancho. Still a bunch of money on the line.
Absolutely, thousands and thousands. And Nas, Flick, and Thomas HG going back to their old stomping grounds, already getting 3 elims total. And Verox's trio was landing here. They kind of claimed Dirty Dogs. Verox was known to be the staple of Dirty Dogs for the EU region. He always landed here at the very beginning of the chapter 2. And that's what pushed Thomas HD out until Retail Row. Eventually, after time and time again, after Mongraal's getting in his trio, getting victory royales, Thomas HD said enough, and we're going to go ahead and push Stark's Industry. And now, because they made that aggressive push, they made a huge jump on their leaderboard. Now, they having that confidence, they went down to Dirty Dogs here in this final game 12 and pushed out and eliminated fully Verox's trio. So that is the kind of ride that Thomas HT and Knots and Flick are having right now. And you're right, a victory royale, and if Arturs and Co trio goes down, that means they will slide into that 3rd spot. And just behind them in 5th place, we already saw it's Indretta, Flois, and Louis. They had a strong finish in game 11 as well.
And there's going to be a little bit of a different pacing for this game. You can anticipate there not to be a storm surge right off of the bat, with already going down to 77 players even before that second zone has closed. That's because the aggression coming out from those with not really necessarily a horse in the race at this point. However, there's still plenty of people to be able to capitalize on those points, and this is one of those teams. You can see Louis Andretta and Fury Flois trying to find a little bit of room here. However, eyes on the bottom right-hand corner. There's 4 different colored triangles all getting together right now, and Andretta going to opt to box on over there. And I think one of those names, if I'm not mistaken, might have been Mongraal and Co. I'm going to need to see when we check back out on the wide, but the question is always going to be, where did they go? Because they did. They disappeared in the center of zone. They said, as long as we hold on, we're good. And now, for them, rather than being in that elim feed the entire time, they want to be silent. They want to get tags. They want to avoid that second storm surge, because that's going to be the best way to close out the game and get that staple trophy for Mitro in Mongraal.
Seeing Wolfie, CRR, and Kenzel, who have had a very bad slide recently in these back halves of the finals here, that is going to be interesting to see if they could kind of stabilize. A lot of fans, a lot of people in the Fortnite fam have become big-time supporters here of Kenzel, Wolfies, and CRR. Just a little bit more, considering that they all have really strong solo performances, and to see them combine almost late in the FNCS Trio season, combine together and do really well. But now it's interesting. That's usually Mitro, Mongraal, and Datko right there, and Tayson in those whiplashes. There is a new people with that ultimate swag there, Sundown.
Yeah, but it's somebody who's familiar with the Mark 51s themselves there. As you can see, Gamma, Moraine, Lenouf, and Jaspe rotating a little bit ahead of them, but flicking on over. The fight, they're just underneath, and this is the position we've talked about before.
No.
It's the bottom of the hotel. It's getting into that upgrade bench. I don't want to say a hot take, but I don't know if this is the right call right here. Keep an eye on his number of materials. And with the zone closing, he just went from having about 90-plus builds opportunity down to 30. He's going to spend the rest of this time farming. Granted, the epic shotgun is so huge, but if I'm Mongraal right now, I don't ever even want to be firing that. I don't want to be anywhere close to in shotgun range with any other player. I don't want to have to be hitting these really loud and obnoxious metal and brick builds, because so far in the past 4 games, every single time my name has appeared somewhere else, somebody sees my skin, or anybody's even remotely close to me, it's a literal dinner bell where everyone is yelling, it's buffet time, and the shots end up come ringing in. When all you have to do is hold on. 20 points is a huge lead. Those builds are so valuable, but right now, still finding enough room. He's recouped about 50% of them, but still, it's tough, man. That's a tough decision, and we'll see if it ends up coming back to bite them.
Yeah, man, I kind of agree with you. I kind of want to see Analyx and Giannis and Squeeze kind of like determine what's going on. But you want to beat the trio, you got to beat the trio. And already I took a look at the feed. There's some action happening.
But you can see the top right-hand corner, they're 35 damage below Storm Surge right now. Granted, there's still 90 seconds to figure it out, but they're going to have to expose themselves for shots. You can see both Mitro and Mongraal are busy farming right now. That's another thing that goes into it. They have to make up the match from the upgrade. That's going to put the onus on Tayson to find those AR shots. Granted, he's very good at it, and the threshold isn't that high, but as we've seen in this final game, odds are good. People are going to play safe for those last kind of moments, and you can't rely on somebody else breaking the surge for you.
And the most scariest thing throughout the entire time, yes, Storm Surge, it's looming, it's ugly hat, but we're already going to have another finish here in the northwest side of things near Coral Castle. A lot of water we already saw cause so much chaos, and Mongraal, Mitro, and Tayson were able to hold high easily, but that is when they had very strong loot going forward. We just saw Mongraal upgrade, using that upgrade bench, eating up a lot of material. So that was another kind of maybe a calculated risk that you have to make, knowing that maybe when it comes down to it, you walking away with one elim could be enough. But I kind of agree with you, Sundown, considering those kind of, mat resource extensive rotations into this deadly end game, you might want to hold on to anything that you could find and hold on to.
And for those who are unfamiliar with Storm Surge, as it could potentially become so key very quickly, it punishes the most passive players in the lobby when we are above a certain limit. So for zone number 3, aka in 14 or more seconds, the players who are below the threshold, as you can see currently sitting 26 below, will take 25 damage every 10 seconds. They have to find an AR shot here. The damage is going to start ticking through, and because they were on the scavenger route, they don't have the excess utility to necessarily get it. They're 1 damage below. This is possibly the most important AR tags of Mongraal's career right now. He has to find a target. The damage is coming through. Keep an eye on that shield bar. It's 25 every single time. Down to 40,
there it is.
But he finds it. He gets the headshot. 39 damage above. 149 above now, and some rifle shots above. And we talk about every single shot, every interaction mattering. Sometimes it's a singular bullet, and FaZe Mongraal potentially secures the tournament right there by beating back Storm Surge and preventing that damage from giving the MCES duo and Janice an opportunity to yank it away.
Oh my goodness, the intensity. just beaming. You're just hoping that they could hit it. All the Mongraal, Mitro, Tayson fans out there, no doubt putting that energy right behind that energy beam, and it was holding on tight. And now look at this rotation. It's going to be so dangerous to make. You're going to have to go ahead and go all the way across the beach, all the way across this water, and already Andalex and Yanis and Xqueeze realize that, and they're gone. The question is, does Mongraal, Mitro, and Tayson moving out? And we might have a clash on this rotation between number 1 and number 2. It could all go down in these moments right now. The Grand Championship is up for grabs on this treacherous aquatic rotation. Here we go, Sundown. It's about to happen.
And you can see, keeping an eye on that bottom right-hand corner, when we cut back, the green triangles are Mitro, Mongraal, and Tayson. There's the one you want to pay attention to. Currently behind on the rotation. Now keeping an eye. Janice, Andalex, and Xqueeze. They're on the front of your screen right now, but now we're going to hop back on board. Outside, looking in, no excess utility. However, the team in front of them, who they're spraying, they're marking it right now. They're saying, pour the shots into them. That's second place. We can finish it right here, right now. But look at how many triangles are in between them and the finish. They're going to have to push their way through here, and there's not a bunch of real estate. And 1 and 2, wall to wall, Sancho. This is what we came here for.
We talked about being toe to toe. Who is going to be the big toe? As Thomas says, she is lighting up the feed, but the focus is right here, right now. The grand finals. We have 2, number 1 and number 2, being neighbors for this brief moment. And for somehow, Mitro, Mongraal, actually, Andalex, they belted. They're gone. They went right below the waterfall, and that's going to be a brief moments to extend this match right now. But right on the heels on this rotation is Mongraal, Mitro, and Tayson, and they have to stay alive as long as possible. We're not even near the placement points. 24 right now. It needs to be the 17th place. And some of the lobby focus is creeping in. They got to be careful when the bullets are going in.
That's them underneath. That's the MCS duo underneath them, putting pressure. Tayson, this could be it. They can't go down here. Tayson's down. Mongraal on 20 HP. Mitro on 20 HP. And when it looked like they had it all boxed up, when they had the trophy already on the shelf, the chickens were counted before the eggs were hatched, and now it all comes crashing down. The door is wide open. Andalex, Janice, Xqueeze, aka Duck on Top, they only got one of those eliminations, but the 1 point is now going to close the gap, and now the math begins. They were 20 points down to start. Can they find the 19 points to make the difference here? It's all going to come down to match number 12.
And the rotation gets dangerous and more dangerous because now that they keep pushing into the northwest all the way through Coral Castle, and as well have to deal with the waterfall on the other side. They have yet to capitalize every time Mongraal, Mitro, and Tayson. Throughout the entire day, the door has been open, and they have yet to walk through that door. This door is just not like any other door. At the end of this door is the Grand Finals Championship. It is time. It is your opportunity to clinch it, to go up and grab it, to seize it. Don't let it slip away. Let's go.
And now it's all going to be onto them. This is the story we talked about. Just one singular opportunity, but they have to take it. An opportunity is nothing if you're not able to have the ability to capitalize. And with only the shockwaves and the peppermints and no extra shields, very limited builds, the opportunity looks like it's slamming in their face. The door ever so slowly creeping in. Storm Surge, not going to be an issue, but you see they need every point possible. If they drop, Mitro and Mongraal get their trophy. They have the chance to steal it away, but it's going to be so incredibly difficult, as you said, because look at the number of triangles between them in the safe zone, and the ambush. Janice goes down, the solo champion, falling there in a key moment when you need to have everyone together, when you need every placement point in every elimination. He falls.
Oh my goodness. It's up to Andelix, the duo champion here, to kind of form up and know the lobby focus is real. And when you're down to these kinds of mats, it's all but a matter of moments. It is second place on the ropes. Are they reeling? They might get knocked out right here, down to green HP, as Squeeze and Andelix are holding on for their tournament life and the opportunity to get the first place. It's not going to be easy. Sundown, they have a brief moment to breathe, but look at that half in and half out. They're not safe at all. There's still danger arising. Can Andelix and Squeeze overcome the adversity and have an opportunity to at least get a victory royale and the overall championship?
They need the space, and we talked about being fortunate to even have an opportunity, but you have to be able to capitalize, and right now, they aren't getting that chance. There's too many people in between them. They don't have the resources. They have to find a key refresher, and right now, a smart path to go forward a little bit and over the side, but as you called out right there, 7 builds, Sancho. 7 builds, 21 HP, and a dream of first place, and an Axe of Champions as they begin to rat through the catacombs, but each door you break could potentially have a surprise on the other side, especially as you creep in, and we can see the yellow tiles right through the side, but Andelix recognizes their door opens up. They can't take any fire. There's no excess shields, and this is the tournament right here. Mitro, Mongraal, and Tayson have been dropped. We're getting closer to placement points, but the only trio with a mathematical chance of catching them has their back against the wall, nay, the wall, a massive mountain, as currently 21 HP, 121 between them, 0 shields, 2 builds on Andelix. He has to find a snipe to make this happen.
One pump shot, one edit is enough to knock out Andelix and Squeeze, and that is why they're hoping. But look, Zone says, you know what? No way. You're going to have to go up the waterfall. Now, all of a sudden, we're at an all-time high in danger. The tournament right here is at stake. No doubt Mongraal, Mitro, and Tayson are happy, and this could be big. This could be big. This could be that refresher that they need. Let's see what that Squeeze finds. A brief moment just to relax and just breathe a sigh of relief here, but they're not done yet. They got a lot of work to do as they're unable to clean up that knock.
Oh, and a bad shockwave! Bad shockwave separates Andelix and Duck on top, and this is horrible because Andelix has no build. We talk about being a fish out of water. He's a fish in the water, and now he's done. It's all going to come down to Squeeze, but they're into the placement points. It's a survival of the fittest, and how fitting. The story of EU has been the Lone Rangers and the clutch opportunity. Squeeze with the opportunity to rise here and to make it a historic moment. 34 players remaining, 16 trios left, but he has a pump, a epic burst, 10 builds, and a dream, and the dream is quickly dwindling like a candle. He tries to find a little bit of space, but it's not going to work right now. Zone is closing in. He needs a refresh. He doesn't have the tools to win the game with 4 more builds.
Oh, no!
Somebody in his box! He finds the Dark Siberian Jake! Could be the gift that he needs. The damage still coming through. 43, 10 HP, and he's down. It's it. It's over. They don't rise to the occasion. Mitro and Mongraal get their first Keystone victory right there. Tayson combines as well with his solo invitational one, and we're going to ride out the final moments to see who can move up the leaderboard and earn themselves a little bit of cash.
And that is a strong opportunity for Andretta's trio. They've been silent throughout the entire day. They're in 5th place, and Andretta gets taken down, the lead slayer of that trio. So that's going to be an opportunity. So see who's going to get that game 12. It's all a matter of just technicality at the moment here, and we will be able to soon crown our Grand Finals champion. But let's see how this one rides out. We've had a month of intense FNCS trios competition. Let's see who gets the last victory royale before we close it down here on the EU side of things. And yes, a nice pickup right there. Who's going to be able to build on it? And a nice knock right there for Dwaja, Swag, and Snap. This is going to be a nice opportunity, though, to build on their success and an opportunity to get that victory royale.
Yeah, and you want to push yourself up the leaderboard because, again, we've talked about it. There's always prize money on the line, and we've seen it plenty of times. Crew in the final game, World Cup solos, 66-6, a monstrous performance, and who can take advantage of it? Let's see the names in the lobby. Who's still on their feet? Moraine is still up as well. On the backhand side, you can see Karma and Cartoon trying to get, or Legends and Cartoon, excuse me, trying to get a little bit more room as well. 4 trios remaining. As we can see, who can steal away the final moment and get a little bit of that screen time, get that 12th game victory royale, and it's looking good for Dwa as he also has 3 floppers in the inventory. He's going to open the edit for his teammate, and it's going to come down to a 3v2 here.
Here it is. That's Swag, Miro, and Snap right now. Swag, Snap, and Miro trying to hold on as much as possible. It's coming down to the final moments here in Game 12. Going to go up, and there it is! Swag and Co. get the victory royale. And what a great way to end here for Game 12. But the story, the unbelievable finish, the race between 1 and 2, Sundown. Oh, my.
Swag, Snap, and Miro stole game number 12 there at the end, but it was a tale of holding on through the first 6 matches, averaging over 25 points a game, getting stonewalled at the end. But finally, FaZe Mongraal, Liquid Mitro, and E11's Tayson will get that victory. It didn't matter if the Horde in Europe tried to hold them back. They were unable to dethrone the Kings, and they will sit high atop their perch. And wow, what a way to close it out. Thank you guys so much. I had an amazing opportunity and a great time casting the entirety of EU this month. My name's Sundown.
I am Sancho West, and Mongraal's trio of Tayson and Mitro are the crown jewels of the EU region. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sundown. Thank you, everybody on the production side. Thank you, Fortnite fam. Zeke, Reese, Shio.